we've already talked about how to get started playing Pokemon, the rules, all that kind of stuff, and we even covered competitive mindsets. Well, today we're going to talk about what products you should be buying when you're first starting out playing Pokemon the trading card game competitively. Hey everyone, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we are doing, well, I mean, I always do it like this, and I don't have like a break between this and what I just said we're gonna do. So there are, we're just gonna get right into it, I guess. There are a bunch of products that you can buy to start playing Pokemon. It does not mean you are going to be doing or performing very well. It just means you have things that you can buy. So we're going to kind of narrow down the list of things for you to get if you want to start playing Pokemon in any real competitive sense. And this video is as of June 2021. And I want to make one note. If you hear a bunch of noise in the background, that is my dog Jerry. It's the first time he's allowed in the studio, and we just had a big Zoomy session, so he is a little bit out of breath, and so am I. So we are going to start with the products I don't really recommend and work our way all the way to the number one thing that I think you should be getting if you're a brand new Pokemon player. So the first thing we want to kind of avoid are theme decks. Theme decks are usually pretty cheap, somewhere between $8 and $15 depending on who and where you're buying it, but generally they don't have any big attackers. They don't have a ton of like synergy and combos. It's just kind of a bunch of cards that are of the same type that are just put together in a deck, and it's mostly commons, uncommons, maybe a couple of rares, but nothing really major, and they tend to be flooded with energies. Recently, Pokemon has kind of moved away from like theme decks into V battle decks, which are essentially the same thing, except now you get one Pokemon V. And while it's a nice gesture and it's a good place to start, again, it falls into the same traps as like pre-constructed theme decks of not a lot of synergy, not a ton of combos, and just generally the Pokemon aren't very good. So what are some of the V battle decks that are out right now? Well, there are currently 4: a Blastoise, Venusaur, a Victini, and a Gardevoir V battle decks. And you can buy the Venusaur and Blastoise either individually or as a bundle, and you can buy the Victini and Gardevoir either separately or as a bundle. And they do come, when you buy the bundles, they do come with a couple of extra trainer cards that are really useful. But if you're, if you're buying this bundle just for a couple of trainer cards, you are not doing it the best or most efficient way. So let's pull up the deck list for these V battle decks. And we're really only going to talk about the Venusaur and Blastoise deck because ultimately the Gardevoir and Victini battle decks are the same, except with Victini and Gardevoir being your Pokemon V and the type of energy. Like for the most part, that's really like the only difference. So if we look at the deck list for these V battle decks, the first thing you notice is one copy of a Pokemon V, and that's really bad. Like you typically need several Pokemon V in a deck to be competitive, unless you're playing a single prize deck, of course, but that's not what we're doing here. And the deck is flooded with energies. I mean, there are 18 energies. That means almost 1/3 of your deck is going to be energy. So imagine you draw 7 cards to start the game, and then you draw your 8th card. Well, almost 3 of those cards are going to be energy, and that's a lot of energy to have in the beginning of the game, and every 3rd card you draw is going to be energy. That's way too much. So 18 energy in a deck is a lot. Most of the time, decks run somewhere between 9 and 12 energies, and some decks might do more, some decks might do less, but these decks don't really need it. The problem that I have with these V battle decks is that the V cards they have, or that they give you, aren't particularly, they're not very good. They're fine, but really there's nothing special. Most of the cards you're going to be playing are single prize cards, which single prize cards can absolutely be good. Mad Party, Decidueye, Altaria are all examples of single prize cards that, or decks that are very good, but they have a central theme and a central strategy, and these V battle decks kind of don't. It's just, here's a bunch of grass type or a bunch of water type Pokemon, and you have your one V card that if you put down is going to mess up your opponent's other one prize Pokemon until they put their V down, and now it's like a battle of the Vs. And it's like, so really, who are these made for? They're made for kids. They're made for if you have children who, or niece or nephews, or you're getting as a gift for someone who has kids and they really want to play Pokemon, and they're playing like their siblings or their cousins or their other friends who are the same age. These V battle decks can be kind of cool, because who doesn't like Venusaur and Blastoise and Victini and Gardevoir? They're all pretty popular Pokemon. Other than that, if you are above the age of like 8 to 10, like I would say 10 is the cutoff for these. If you're above 10 years old and you don't absolutely love the Pokemon that comes in the V battle deck and that you just want to have as your collection, these aren't for you. Like, that's the only reason you get these. You're a young child, or you really just want the promo V card that it comes with. Like, that's it. Something that I do recommend you get is the Trainer's Toolkit. There is one currently that you can get. You can probably find it for about $20. And the other Trainer's Toolkit, the Trainer Toolkit 2.0, is coming out sometime likely in August, and is going to have a bunch of stuff that you can use. It's going to have 100 energy cards, 60 something cards, including a bunch of trainers. It's going to have 2 copies of Crobat V, which is incredible. I mean, Crobat V is such an important card for any 2 or 3 prize deck that you need at least 2 copies. And considering that there's going to be a big rotation happening in September, the fact that they're giving this Trainer's Toolkit in August so people can have a chance to prepare for the rotation is really cool, and I really like that Pokemon is giving it to us early of the rotation. So don't go crazy buying all these theme decks and stuff to try to piece together a deck. You have products that you can use, Trainer's Toolkit and Trainer Toolkit 2.0, to kind of build your collection so that you can modify decks as needed. The other thing I want to say is that you can take these V battle decks and modify them to make them viable. You can make a Venusaur V or a Blastoise V, a Victini V. In fact, Victini V Max at the moment is a really popular deck. But in order to do that, you're basically buying all the cards separately. So you're going to buy the base V battle deck and then just build on it. At that point, you're really just spending $10 to $15 for nothing, like for a couple of trainers that you can buy for pennies essentially, if you just bought the singles. So don't buy the V battle decks and expect, well, I'm going to turn this into you might as well just buy the singles. It's not really worth buying the V battle deck. Now, there is a higher tier product of pre-constructed decks for those who want to get involved in the Pokemon trading card game, or maybe you want to try out a new deck, or you aren't maybe very good at deck building, whatever the thing is. You want to buy a deck and start playing tomorrow. Well, there is actually a product that you can get, and it's called the Battle League or League Battle deck. And they've done this in the past. They've done this with older sets, but I'm only going to talk about one. And the reason I'm only going to talk about one is because the ones they've already done are going to be rotating come September. So when I say rotating, if you are not familiar, basically what happens is every year certain cards from older sets become invalid, or you can't play them anymore in competitions. You can't play them in standard format. You can play them in competitive, expanded, and unlimited, or whatever other like legacy formats. But if you want to play standard formats, like what the World Championships uses, or what most Pokemon events use, you need to be following the rules of standard format. And come September 10th, a lot of cards that are really popular right now will be rotating, and so you won't be able to use them. So I'm only going to talk about the one League Battle deck that is not rotating come September, and that is the Inteleon V or Inteleon VMAX League Battle deck. And it turns out that Inteleon V is actually a pretty good deck, and it's built to be competitive. And if you wanted to modify this deck, which I still think you should do, then it's pretty cheap to do so. So you could, in theory, buy this League Battle deck, buy a handful of singles, make a deck, and you are ready. What I also love about the League Battle deck is that it comes with sleeves, dice, damage counters, and even a deck box, so that you have more or less everything you need to start playing. And you might be thinking, wow, these League Battle decks must be pretty expensive. Well, you thought wrong. I don't know why I got so aggressive about it. And you can find them on eBay for like $18, $19, maybe $20 with free shipping if you just look. And I had bought one so I can give one away to a new Pokemon player. I really want this to go to someone who is just starting out or wants to get started in Pokemon, but maybe doesn't know where to start or is having trouble starting, something like that. I want to give this away to a new Pokemon player. So if you are a new player or you want to be a new player and you happen to find this video, go follow me on Twitter, because that's where the giveaway is going to be happening, and I have all my social media links in the description below, so go and do that. What makes these Inteleon V Battle, VMAX, whatever they're called, League Battle decks so good is that they, like I said, they are built to be competitive, and I would recommend getting an additional Inteleon V and Inteleon VMAX, which you could buy an Inteleon V for like $1. You could buy an Inteleon VMAX for like $6. So realistically, you probably only need to spend $50 total if you are like on the upper end, $20 for the League Battle deck, and then it still gives you somewhere between $20 and $30 for additional cards and other accessories. Like, I would recommend getting a second set of damage dice or damage counters. I would recommend getting a better deck box than what it comes with, and I would also recommend getting better sleeves if you can. But again, just to start playing, like, you could buy this battle deck, open it up, put all the cards in the sleeves, throw them in a deck box, and go to your local card store and start playing that day. It is incredible. So it's definitely something that I think is worth doing. The last thing I want to say is that I've seen, or I've been asked directly on Discord, what sets should you be buying if you want to start playing the game? Like, what packs should you be opening? And the answer is none. You should not really be opening packs for any reason other than you like to open packs and you want to have fun. It is, to me, and this is my opinion, you might not agree with it, but I do not think it is, and I could almost tell you with certainty, it is not economical. It is not the best use of your money to go and buy, say, Sword and Shield base set packs to try to pull Marnie's and Professor Research and all that kind of stuff, because you can buy singles for really cheap. You can buy an entire play set of Marnie for the price of one Sword and Shield base set pack. So why would you do that? You shouldn't. Same thing with any other card. Just because the card is in the set does not mean that you'll get this card when you open your packs. And honestly, in Sword and Shield, it's like a 190 card set. That's tremendous. Why would you ever risk that investment? It just doesn't work. So if you are looking to buy cards for decks, maybe like you want to test something out, buy singles. Always buy singles. And I think that's pretty much it. So in summary, just to kind of bring it all together, V Battle decks and other theme decks or whatever, not really worth your money unless you are buying for a small child. And buying packs or buying booster boxes or whatever to try to pull the cards you want to play with is not economical and feasible. You should be buying singles. Trainer's Toolkit and Trainer's Toolkit 2.0 are worth the money. It's like $20 to $30. They are worth it if you are going to be playing Pokemon pretty competitively. And the League Battle decks are probably your best jumping in point for a Pokemon trading card game. Yeah, you'll be playing Water. At the moment, Water isn't incredible because of its weakness to electricity, and Pikarom or Pikachu and Zekrom is pretty popular, but come rotation, it won't be as popular. So, you know, you might suffer a little bit now, but in the future, you'll be kind of moving along pretty nicely. The other thing I want to say that I forgot to say is try it out before you buy it. You do not need to spend the $20 to buy the League Battle Deck. You could spend $6 on a code card, get it in PTCGO, Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, play it there, see if you like it, and then you can buy it in person. Or print proxy cards and try those, see if you like it, and that's totally free. It's just the cost of ink and paper, which honestly, it might be cheaper to buy the code card than it is to pay for ink these days, but hey, what do I know? And don't forget, we will be giving away an Inteleon V Max League Battle Deck to someone. All you gotta do is follow me on Twitter. That's gonna do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, found it informative. If you did, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button and bell notification so you never miss another video. If you really want to help out the channel, let me know in the comments below what kind of video you'd like to see next, or you know what, I don't know, tell me if you want to win the Inteleon VMAX battle deck. Like, just let me know, and you know, I don't know, comments let YouTube know that other people should be watching this video. So if you want to help out, that's the best way to do it. And if you absolutely love my content, you're like, I need more of this guy in my life, well, then you can follow me on social media, links in the description below. That is going to do it for us today. I will see you next time.